I have been waiting for this one for a while. Welcome Matters With. I'm your host, Philip Bryan. Today, we're here to discuss Novel Matters With You. Nope. Adaptation matters. Adaptation of classic novels that matter.
You read the Count of Monte Cristo lately?
We're here to review the just released on streaming in the United States Count of Monte Cristo, which was released in theaters internationally last year, and right around Christmas time was released in a few theaters in the United States, but is now available in America on streaming platforms, including Apple TV and Prime Video.
You think this is the Count of Monte Cristo or something, man?
As I mentioned, I've been looking forward to this for a while. I am a huge fan of this novel, so my expectation levels regarding any adaptation are going to be a bit more subjective than I tend to like to be, and they're going to be high.
You know what that's about? You'll like it. It's about a prison break.
We ought to file that under educational too, oughtn't we?
I'm going to share with you how I came to know the Count of Monte Cristo. In the 90s, multiple movies, including Sleepers and The Shawshank Redemption, openly made the public aware that they had been inspired by and drew elements from the Count of Monte Cristo. And even prior to that, as a kid, I had read some ultra abridged version, so I had a basic awareness, but wow, I had no idea of the epic journey I was about to embark upon when I walked into a Borders Books in Nashville, Tennessee, and cracked open an unyielding copy of The Count of Monte Cristo.
Qui êtes-vous? Je suis le Comte de Monte-Cristo.
The characters and the world were so real and beyond riveting. I understood instantly why this is a classic novel, and I think it's absolutely one of the best novels ever written. But hold on. We'll get back to the novel. For right now, we're going to talk about the films.
You want to go to the movies?
Yep.
There have been a lot of film and television adaptations. Almost 30. Here are a few of the most popular. This new motion picture, and again, I'm going to butcher a lot of these names, so just bear with me, was directed by Matthieu Delaporte and Alexandre de la Patellière and features Bastien Bouillon as Fernand, Anas de Mestur as Mercedes, Anna Maria Bartolomé as Haiti, Laurent Lafitte as Villefort, Pierre Francisco Faviano as Abbé Faria, Patrick Mallet as Danglars, Vasily Schneider as Albert, Julien de Saint-Jean as Dick Grayson, Andre, and starring Pierre Niney as Edmond Dantès, the Count of Monte Cristo.
Chérie, je te présente enfin le Comte de Monte-Cristo.
We meet the young, hard-working, morally resolute sailor Edmond Dantès as everything in his life seems to be clicking into place for a bright future. He's about to become the youngest captain in Morel's fleet. He's on the precipice of marrying the woman he loves, and the entire community seems to be championing him and his future. But it is a time of extreme division, complicated politics, cowards in positions of power, and jealousy raging throughout his closest ties. Edmond is jailed for a treason he did not commit and is left to rot as a number at the Chateau d'If. However, luck and determination converge, and after 14 years of hell, hunger, focus, learning, planning, and a singular friendship, Edmond escapes. Several years after that, he reemerges into the lives of those who betrayed him as the Count of Monte Cristo, an avenging angel of both benevolence and retribution that is dark and driven. The rage and revenge of a good man seems to know no bounds. He no longer waits and hopes for God's will. He takes ownership of judgment and justice. All of that is a simplification of this epic tale. Look, to take a 1,300-page epic and to boil it down into a single film is going to take some streamlining. It's quite an undertaking, and this film does so. It does it well. That's not to say that it's perfect. The pacing slips a little bit for a short window, and the subplot between Albert and Haiti fails to hit the mark. Yet apart from a few flaws, dare I say that this is my favorite adaptation of the renowned classic. I give The Count of Monte Cristo an A-. I told you we'd talk about the book again.
See, I read a little bit of it every night. I read words like revenge, sweet lasting revenge, payback time.
It was first published in 1844 as part of a multi-part serial that Dumas penned in part based on events that had happened to his own father. But that story is for a future video.
The suspense.
If you want to read The Count of Monte Cristo, because there's a lot of versions and a lot of translations of this out there, and some of them I would not recommend. But if you want to read it, I'm going to give you 2 recommendations. Now, neither one of them are going to be to read it in French unless that is your native tongue. I know there are some who say that's the only way to read it. Well, I'm not part of that some. As you heard earlier, my French is I stand a better chance of learning Klingon than French. The 2 I would recommend is the Robin Buss translation for an unabridged version of the tale. It's about 1,300 pages, about 460,000 words. If you're looking for a quicker read, I would recommend Lowell Bayer's abridged version, which is about 500 pages and about 150,000 words, and it's a fairly easy read that captures the essence of the overall tale. What did you think of The Count of Monte Cristo? Let me know in the comments, and also please remember to like and subscribe. I often forget to ask that, but I remembered this time. Besides, I have another question. What is a classic, a renowned classic that you believe could use a better adaptation than anything that is out there? And also, when you watch a film that's in another language than your native tongue, do you watch a dubbed version, or do you watch it with subtitles on? Let me know. We'll talk soon.